As we all know, Checkered Pass is ending next week, a week from yesterday, on Friday, June 27th, on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim block. Checkered Pass aired in August of 2023, so it's been on for almost 2 years. And now it's coming to an end next Friday, June 27th. Now, of course, it's sad that the block is ending, but at the same time, can we really be surprised? No, we shouldn't, because I'm sure we had a feeling that Checkered Pass was not going to last long. At the beginning, Checkered Pass ran from 5 to 7 p.m. weekdays on the Adult Swim block. And I remember that it aired 7 classic shows: Ed, Edd n Eddy, Dexter's Laboratory, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Cow and Chicken, Iron Weasel, and Evil Con Carne. Then they eventually started adding Samurai Jack and What a Cartoon and Cartoon Planet. But the block eventually slowly started to get worse when they would show reruns when airing the same reruns of certain shows, and then they would not air other shows anymore on the block. Like Cow and Chicken was there for a minute, then it went away. The same with Iron Weasel and even Con Carne. Billy and Mandy would be gone, but then they'll eventually bring it back. So it was that. But the true nail in the coffin for this block was at the beginning of this year, going to the new year, in January, where they shortened the block from 2 hours to an hour, running from 5 to 6. And they will only air reruns of Dexter's Laboratory and Courage the Cowardly Dog. And I'm like, well, that sounds pretty selfish for a Checkered Pass. It's like, what are they doing? Why would you shorten it down for an hour? I didn't get that, and I know you guys out there who's watching this video, as it's being recorded today on June 21st, I'm sure you didn't get that either. Listen, I love Dexter, I love Courage, but that's unfair to be airing reruns of just those 2 shows. Like, you were fine airing from 5 to 7. What are you doing? And as of right now, they're still airing from 5 to 6, and the only shows that they air now are still Dexter, Ed, Edd n Eddy, and Courage. So now they're just airing 3 hit cartoon shows. They never had the opportunity to spice things up and add more hit shows that we haven't seen in years. Like, you'd think they would have eventually added Johnny Bravo, the Powerpuff Girls, Michael and Og, Sheep in the Big City, Robot Jones, those shows that we haven't seen in years. But no, they didn't. I guess it goes to show you that Cartoon Network doesn't care. It seems like they don't care like they used to. I don't know if it's due to the fact that most people, not all, but most people are into the streaming now where they don't watch TV anymore. I don't understand why nobody doesn't want to watch cable anymore. Like, what's wrong with not watching cable anymore? Cable used to be the bomb. What's nothing like sitting in front of your own TV in your own house, feeling comfortable, nice and cozy, sitting on the couch, or chilling and lying on your bed, or sitting up on your bed, just going through the channels watching some good TV. That was the best thing about it. Now people, it seems like they just don't see it anymore, and it's sad. How are you just going to turn away from it? And they need to realize that everybody doesn't have the money to watch, certain shows on Hulu and all these other streaming services. Like, what the heck? Everybody is not rich. It'll be nice to have money, but in life it doesn't work that way. And also, it seems like maybe Adult Swim has tried to be family friendly. Stop trying to be family friendly to please people. Just stop it, Adult Swim. And I said this before. I think that Checkered Pass should air on weekends. I think they should air on Saturdays, like starting at 11 a.m. in the morning until 5 p.m. by the time Adult Swim comes on. That way, they can have the chance to show a variety of classic hit shows throughout the Saturday weekends. And then you can add more shows that you haven't seen in years. You can air them from time to time in rotation on Saturdays. Maybe that's something that Cartoon Network should do. To save Checkered Pass and not let them be gone for good, just have them start airing on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. That way, they're not showing constant reruns of Scooby-Doo movies and other Scooby-Doo related series or constant reruns of The Amazing World of Gumball. Like, Cartoon Network needs to hire and have people like me who actually give a damn and spice up the rotation of their schedule. Because now their schedule's starting to look ridiculous and repetitive, just like Nickelodeon and, Nicktoons Network with the whole Nick Sponge crap. By the way, has anybody noticed recently that when you look at the bottom of Nicktoons Network, you notice the logo says Nicktoons? I noticed that the other day it said Nicktoons. It didn't even say Nick Sponge. So what, have they decided to not do the whole Nick Sponge thing and just go back to Nicktoons? I find that odd, but whatever. So anyways, now that Checker Pass is coming to an end, which means I'm sure that Adult Swim will now go back to airing from 5 to 6 in the morning, which means they're obviously going to be airing more King of the Hill, 4 times from 5 to 7 o'clock, because now Adult Swim schedule, they have King of the Hill weekdays air from 6 to 6:30. And now American Dad comes on at 7 to 7:30, and Bob's Burgers come on at 8 through 9:30. Because before it was Bob's Burgers from 7 to 8, and then American Dad from 8 to 9:30, but they switched time slots. Why? I don't know. It's like you should have kept American Dad and Bob's Burgers where they were before. And then of course they're showing reruns 4 times of Family Guy from 9:30 to 11:30. And then Rick and Morty comes on 11:30. Adult Swim needs to spice up their lineup. I don't like how the schedule is being repetitive. Showing Family Guy constantly 4 times, that's too much. And look, I know they just came back for the new year and whatnot, but you airing them 4 times in a row, that's too much. And airing too much reruns of King of the Hill is a bit too much as well. And Bob's Burgers, okay? Because now it feels like Adult Swim is doing American Dad dirty by just having them air 2 reruns back to back. Now you're doing them as dirty as Futurama. And see, this is why I also think that Futurama should be added back into the lineup with the other 4 shows, because you're branching out and you're spicing up your rotation. Is not repetitive. That's why I don't understand why Adult Swim still airs reruns of Futurama at 4 and 4:30 Saturday and Sunday mornings. And also, it sucks that Adult Swim, they don't even show reruns of their hit shows anymore. Like, it would help that they would show reruns of The Boondocks, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They usually would show reruns of Robot Chicken, but I guess they took a break from that. They was showing reruns of Mike Tyson Mysteries before, but then they just took them off again for whatever reason. I think they still air reruns of the Venture Brothers from time to time, probably like on Saturdays or whatever. But it's like, just bring back your classic hit shows and air reruns a part of the schedule. Like, what are you doing? Shouldn't you be majority of the time air reruns of your hit shows besides just constant reruns of Fox shows? What are we doing here, Adult Swim? Get it together. That's all I have to say. Unless Cartoon Network moves Checker Pass to Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., Checker Pass is gone. So you guys tell me your thoughts. Are you sad that Checker Pass is coming to an end, but you're not surprised? Are you disappointed that they became repetitive and didn't bother airing other hit shows as part of the block? So long, Checker Pass. Like I said, unless they air it on Saturdays, Checker Pass is gone forever. All right, that's it. See you later.